Hey, Anthony with the Atlanta Voice. As head official of the SEC, I know there's always different rules being implemented or suggested. What is one do you think that has been on the table that probably may get changed soon or brought up soon?
Two come into mind. The rules for blocking below the waist is almost every year, I think, for the last 10 to 15 years has been talked about to some degree. I've never been in the room when they're discussing rules in the off season, but it's certainly a student athlete safety issue. There are certainly certain offenses that capitalize on being able to legally block below the waist, and so those offenses are predicated on the ability to do that, and they want to keep it. But it's, from what I understand, always a trade-off discussion, and I think it will continue to be discussed. I think the National Football League has less blocking below the waist legality than what we have currently in football. The second is what the offense is doing as far as showing run to the defense and then ultimately throwing a pass. This is what the read pass option is based on. And part of that are the rules that are associated with how far downfield ineligible players at the snap are allowed to go. So those are the two that pop into mind.
You've seen a lot of NFL broadcasts and other places. There's such a need for immediate explanation to the viewers. Is that something that you think is valuable?
With the broadcast team, it's bringing if the explanation is accurate, absolutely, I'm all for it. We have, I said this earlier sometime today, we have the densest rule book of any North American sport. And that's not an exaggeration. Something like 140 pages. And there's some rules that need that explanation because they're not the most obvious things to wrap your head around. And then there's some scenarios where it brings two or three of those rules together at the same point. So, heck, it's not the easiest thing to do in real time, explain to someone's, in the television audience. We have actual officials up there doing it, and sometimes they don't have the greatest success trying to explain.
Okay, we'll go back here on your left.
You talked about player safety, of course. Targeting is one of those penalties that a lot of teams have been adjusting to, and some players may find hard to do sometimes because of how they have to play the game. Have there been any suggestions to possibly alter any rules to that, or is it more so good where it is?
I believe the caretakers of the game are very comfortable where they are right now. I think it's no doubt observable that player behaviors that we were looking to take out of the game because of the safety issues that they were creating, it's observable that those behaviors have been changed. I'm very comfortable where we are with the officials recognizing different signatures for potential targeting and putting the flag down on the field. And I'm very comfortable where we are with replay interjecting and sometimes stopping the game for the purposes of having a booth-initiated targeting. What we constantly need to work on is once we get to a booth review, whether it was thrown on the field or was booth-initiated, there's a lot of judgment that comes into play on whether the targeting should be confirmed or overturned. And we need to continuously work on making sure our judgment is consistent, that in the Southeastern Conference, we are confirming or overturning targeting the same week 1 as we are week 13, as well as making sure there's consistency between what the Southeastern Conference is doing and our other all the divisions of football across the nation. So I do not foresee any changes with targeting. We are being asked to just every year make sure we don't relax, that we remain vigilant, and that we bring the adjudication for that particular rule to the best of our abilities that has matched the performance we've had in the previous seasons.
Officiating is so visible, but what about officiating is invisible to the fans? What goes into maybe film study during the week or conditioning, just the average week of an official?
I'll say a couple of things. The first I'll say is I don't know that there's an appreciation or enough of an appreciation that at the end of the day, the official just wants to get it right. The amount of video that's available for what transpired during a game, my office using that video to evaluate and grade out every single play of the game, I don't know that the average fan understands that, and that the official wants to just plain get it right. And so that if they go and I was never one to look at video after I got off the field that particular day. I would give myself at least 12 hours. But Sunday morning you sit down and look at the film and you realize that the video shows something different than what you thought you saw, you're disappointed. So that's the first thing. I don't know that the average fan understands that. The second is that they do get these evaluations that has every play looked at, all 8 positions evaluated, replay evaluated, where they've become a part of the game. They factor that into their preparation for the following week. There's a training video that's used that comes from my office that has anywhere from 15 to 20 plays every single week that we talk about plays from the previous week, things that are done well, things that could have been done better, where the opportunities for improvement are, and then how much video study they do on their own. Crews will go get other crews games and look at them. They'll talk to the crew. What did you have difficulty with? Hey, I'm about to go look at this or see this offense this coming weekend. How did that offense challenge you guys? And they put together video as a crew that Friday evening before the game of this is what we should expect for offensive formations and offensive tendencies. These are the things that this team is doing on their free kick coverages or free kick returns, just so that they're better prepared to anticipate what they might need to see the next game. They are not showing up at a game site, working a game, going home and forgetting about things until they need to take their uniform out of the washer and dryer on Thursday and pack their bags up.
Okay, we'll go back on the front row here.
You kind of alluded and hit on some things regarding the player safety. One thing I know that has probably impacted a lot is the fair catch on kickoffs if they don't go into the end zone. Are there certain rule changes that you feel as officials have definitely helped contribute to player safety in a positive way?
We've certainly have taken, with the rule changes over at least the last 5 seasons, we've definitely taken, the kick returns are down. It's been statistically shown that kick returns were the most dangerous play in football in terms of the catastrophic injuries that it was creating. So no doubt about it. We as officiating crews on the field are being asked to keep statistics on the number of touchbacks were created on fair kicks and the number of times that fair kicks were fair caught to create a touchback. And we've watched those numbers go up over the years. And of course, student athlete performance has helped with that, right? The number of kickers now that consistently can put the ball in the end zone on the fly is much greater than it was 10 to 15 years ago.